Action.
Hey guys, how we doing today? Just want to give you a good introduction. This is one of our first of our many to come podcasts. It's called Good Vibes Sideways. Talk about a little bit of spirituality, a little bit of anything, just about the greater things in life. Just everything that's going good. There's more in this life than just money, drugs, or anything else. And we've all dealt with problems in our life, mental health problems. Anything that you need to talk about, we're here to discuss. We got a group of amazing people, man, broad-minded, so we all think outside the box. So anything we can bring to you, anything you want, just let us know, and we'll bring it your way. Thanks a lot. Enjoy.
Hey, I'm Misty, and I'm Misty, the high-vibing fire child, and I'm here. We're going to talk spiritual stuff. I've got my friends with me. We're high-vibing today because we got good balanced energies up in here, and we're just going to talk. Yeah, we're just the new hippie gypsy generation. We're making a new breed, so here we are, and we have a lot of good style too. And
What's up, guys? I'm the hippie time traveler
That's
here.
right.
You're about to see some really awesome content coming up. Be sure to subscribe and hit that like button, and we'll see you soon.
Right. And share. I always tell people, and that's why I pretty much got a big following. I just look at them straight up, and I become myself. I just say, hey guys, listen, I'm just send some love and light and hit you with some good vibes sideways, man. Get the spiritual shit on, girl.
Good vibes sideways.
You know it.
In this sort of tri-state area, there's a culture that's gone around, and the society here has deteriorated so much, and I think that has to contribute to a lot of factors, including drug use, bad politicians,
Bad economy, no
bad
jobs.
economy, there's not really anybody in this sort of
Even the
government
music.
that cares about the people, and people get so bored in this area because there's not so much to do. That contributes to the use of drugs, and people don't see any other alternative.
And the obese part. So we need more things for these kids, because health-wise, I'm looking at it in a different perspective as most people. Like your dad, for instance, I came straight in immediately and told him what he needed to get. I see that because I got healthcare under my belt, and I love it. So yeah, all these people are sitting around eating all this junk food and all this stuff too. And we got to take a, that's why I said yoga class, Zumba. I love to dance and I love to sing. I would love to just get like this big youth center opened up for these kids to come and play pool and just sing and show their talent. I want and get them on camera and just
For sure, make them feel good about themselves.
the ones that don't, unfortunate ones.
For sure,
Or
yeah.
anybody really.
Artists, you don't see kids sitting at home picking up a pencil and sketching stuff in you now. Nowadays, they're wanting to play everything on console games, anything that's playing on their phone.
Phones,
who goes out and like hikes to different awesome places.
I think
Setups like the events in the park. It's like how he was talking there, Flower Child. Do the yoga in the mornings, some cardio, kickboxing. Train with some martial arts.
Boxing,
some of
yeah.
these kids
Yeah.
need
Mixed
to be
martial
more
arts.
active. Go do something outside. Go do something creative. You don't have to
Hiking.
stick straight on your phone all day, because then you really haven't had a fun-filled day or a fun-filled life.
It's
If you live your life like that,
And don't
I
put you
mean,
into depression.
it puts you into a depression because you think, you sit in one place all day. You don't have anything really productive to do. You don't really feel like that you've done something important. And that's what life's about, in my opinion. And it's about doing something that's important, doing something that you live for. And if you sit on your phone all day, you're just wasting time. I feel like life is
Wasting
short.
time watching other people's lives as yours rolls by.
And social
For
media
sure.
trains us to compare each other's lives, and we don't need to be comparing each other's lives. We're human beings,
That
and
goes
we're
into
all
ego.
individuals, and no one can be the same.
For sure.
It's a bad issue, and it's contributing to a lot of depression, I believe.
I love how
For
you
sure.
think traveling hippie, because did I say that wrong?
So the traveling
Anyway,
hippie.
The time traveling hippie, yes, I love that. But anyways, you're exactly right. I mean, all the way through, I just love how your mind works. You've taught me a lot. And you're 21. You're my daughter's age, and I just look at you. I'm like, well, you're just so like spiritual, and you get it, and we can like communicate on our psychic and levels and things like this, but we can get that to know that. No, we shouldn't, because this is spiritual too. You get psychic abilities eventually. It's all divine. It's all divine.
I believe it.
And you're you're convicted to do things in your life, like drug addiction, and you can grow up in a good home like I did, but then you get all this stuff that's thrown at you, like me and being a needle junkie, having owed men make me their arm candy. Just doing all these things that downgrade me, but I'm not mad about it. It's all divine because I was supposed to do that for my purpose and His
Everything
purpose.
happens for a reason.
Yes.
That's where
The
humility comes from.
experiences you were supposed to experience in life to make you who you are today.
And that's where self-love comes in. You've got to love yourself to let that shit go and not convict yourself because you don't deserve it. You're only doing what you're supposed to do.
We are never defined by our past.
So
It's
many
what we do with our future.
So many people aren't happy in this area, They just, they think that happiness is not important enough in their lives and they have to be, financially satisfied. And in this area, which is an area of poverty, that's something that people really struggle with, They don't have enough money to be able to afford to go out and do a bunch of cool things. And there are recreational things to do in this area. It's usually pretty much taken over by middle school and stuff like that, like kids that age. But I would like a place that adults could go to and hang out, and it wouldn't cost any money because the poverty does keep a lot of people from doing all these fun things, and we just need to find a way to get people to experience life more and see what's on the outside of the world.
I've got a proposition for you. Listen to me, everybody should listen to me.
All right.
I've got a proposition. Why don't you and I start working on a place that's spiritual for people? Just they're spiritual. It doesn't even have to be about poverty because the most things that I do in life are free, and that's the funnest things, like chasing sunsets or something like that. So beautiful.
Also, Flower Child, when people start talking about spirituality, that also scares a lot of people. Because people's got to realize that there's a different thing between a religion and spirituality.
But they're not ready then.
There's, people...
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but that's when you hop back down to your counseling to know it on your third D to help them wake up to get to that level. We're supposed to be helping them wake up.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, okay, I'm sorry, baby.
Oh, you're good. People can, like a lot of people, especially in this area, aren't exposed to anything that can open their minds through spirituality, the only way that people in this area are able to achieve that is through drugs. And
now, if I would ask you to explain spirituality, time traveler, what would your answer be?
How would I define it?
How would you define spirituality?
It's an emotional it's an emotional release, I would say, on the inside, on the places that you feel like you can't touch. That roller coaster feeling you have when you're a kid, and that
those butterflies in your stomach, right?
It's like a butterfly. It's almost sort of.
Open
naive,
chakra?
but in a good way, not in a bad way, but you're naive in a good way and you're just learning everything. And that's life, man. Life is just continuing on to learn. And when you hit a point where you realize that and live your life by that, I believe that anybody could become spiritually inclined.
It's great. You know what I have to say about that? Good answer, time traveler.
Yes, that was wonderful, beautiful.
So if I was to ask you, Flower Child, how would you define spirituality?
Spirituality to me is happiness and joyfulness and just a cleansing, like he said. It's just like a release because you're just letting all that negativity go. When you do that, you open up your chakras. When you release the deep-rooted pain, talk about it, man. If you're hurting inside, talk about it to somebody that you're comfortable with. Let it go. Observe it. Let it go. It don't exist no more. Tomorrow ain't here. We live in the now. So in order to move on and prosper and be happy and get your happiness back, you have to let that shit go. Because if you don't, then you're just going to be stuck in a conscious mind level. And this is quantum physics, okay? A conscious mind level of a conviction and a convicted in your mind, prison in your mind. We've got to get out of that prison, and when you get out of prison, you got your tools. Just like when you go to prison on 3D, you got your tools. You got your tools to do exactly what we're doing right now. I love you guys. Are freaking awesome. This is so motivational, and it just makes me feel so good in here. You guys, I love the fuck out of you.
The biggest
Hit your boat sideways. Watch out.
Hell yeah, goodbye.
That's right.
People confuse religion and spirituality and all that stuff because, they haven't had the chance to be able to experience for themselves. So many people, especially, most Christians nowadays, it hasn't really become spirituality anymore. It's become living by a book. And spirituality is supposed to make you feel free. It's supposed to make you feel like your sins have been forgiven. It's supposed to make you feel like that you're a human being. It's supposed to humble you. But when the organized churches, religions, and all that stuff like to push boundaries on people and like to push, like don't do this, don't do that, it stops becoming a thing of spirituality. It starts becoming a thing of fear. You know, people are scared that they're going to go to hell. And I'm sure there's a lot of Christians who are only Christians because of that reason alone. You know, I mean, some people just don't feel the spirituality, but that is what it is. That's the main point.
No, that's the one thing I see about churches. I mean, we can get into big political debate, you know, and I'm not trying to make anybody mad, but who's to say that if all churches are living out of love, who's to say that one is better than the other? You know, if we're calling, well, some people may call him Jesus Christ, some may call him Buddha, some may call him Shiva. But if all those gods practice of living their life, living everything out of love and out of your heart, then why is any of them wrong? Why are these fucking?
I don't think any of them are wrong.
Why is the war?
Yes, in spirituality, you're exactly right.
Pause,
Nothing.
there.
Okay, I was going to say that was a
Ran out
very
of
frequent
storage on
answer.
In my personal opinion, religion, period, Christianity, Buddhism, Islam, stuff like that, it's all just different cultural manifestations of spirituality that have, you know, formed based on the area that they're in, based on the culture that they have. But it's all the same message. It's all the same spirituality, just different perceptions, different ways of interpreting it. I believe that religion, the basis for any and all religions, I feel like, is that peace within yourself, and that's why people follow them, and that's why they were created. I'm not saying that any religion is wrong. I'm not saying that any religion is right.
I shall not judge.
But I'm saying, you know, that spirituality that manifests within you should be used productively. It should make you be a good person in life. It should make you do good things. And, you know, in life, you can do so many good things if you refuse to take credit for it, you know. If you just don't look for that credit, you can do so much more good things. And you know, religion helps cause that.
That's called letting go of the ego, letting go of the fear, because everything's going to happen divinely. Just like you said, everything you said just sparked my mind up.
It's a yin yang, man. Like, I believe in karma and luck and all that stuff. With the yin yang, you have the good and the bad. I don't believe there's such a thing.
There's no good or bad.
I don't believe there's such a thing as a good or bad. You really, when things happen in life, things happen.
It is
And it's
life.
up to you
That's
to
right.
have the attitude to be able to perceive that. You know? If something bad can happen to you, but maybe somebody else would really wish that would have happened to them.
Yes.
Or something good happened to you, and you know that wouldn't have been so good for somebody else. It's all a matter of attitude, perception, and the way that your brain and spirituality work.
Everything can always be worse, man. You know, be blessed for any moment of your life.
Yes. So just having this spiritual talk right now is so amazing, and I think anybody in a spiritual awakening would know this. And if you ever read the big book in the AA, Spiritual Awakening is in that book. I suggest everybody read that because it will help you spark you get into the spiritual awakening. That is part of Alcoholics Anonymous too. Yes, it is. And so
They always talk about that higher power, right? Yeah.
the higher power is yourself, and we can get into that if you want.
Oh yeah, I mean, we got a lot of debate. You know, we're just kind of touching bases with everything.
What do you think? And see if I'm wrong. Okay, your higher power is yourself. Like, I could call myself a goddess, but we're all connected. Okay, so whenever you got our religion, whatever you want to call it, fuck it, it's called love.
Love, amen.
Love is what we do, and I'm not talking about spreading your legs. I'm talking about love from the soul, love, and that's what we do. That's the type of things that we do. Aside, we don't judge no religion. We won't judge no religion. Everybody, I have friends all over the internet. Some of them are Muslims. That's my baby girl, and I fell in love with her, and we have talked for years, and she's great. I would never judge no one because we're all divine. We all have a purpose, and a lot of people are on different conscious levels right now, and our job is to help wake them up. Yeah.
Anything that's helped us out in our lifetime, if we can share it to help anybody else out, you know, that's what we're putting on earth.
That's
You
right.
know, like if you're living from your heart, that's like you treat everybody how you want to be treated, man. If you're living truly from your heart,
He just said that too, yeah.
true that.
If you don't look for ego and try to expect things and think that everything's just going to be the way you want, if you just let go and believe that in your mind, because you create your own reality, you will be whatever the fuck you want to be.
True, you can be anything you want to be.
People believe in stupid things, though. I believe, like, like some people believe in material objects. Some people believe in silly things, like, oh, this person's weird because, you know,
Then they're judging.
They like they like their Lunchables cooked or something. You know,
Yeah.
it's all just
Full of
stupid
rice.
stuff. It's weird. And I agree that the little things are what matters in life the most. But people who judge like somebody's character, somebody's soul, somebody's human beings because they do one stupid thing,
Yeah.
or do something that may not be socially acceptable but isn't, wrong.
Yeah.
That's screwed up, man. I mean, people.
It is.
People have reputations that they would like to maintain, and so many people,
They can't
obsessed
get
with
their
that
stuff
hate
out
and
of
drama,
Mhm.
but they want to push it all on others and not themselves, so they find things in themselves and others
I
that
feel
they
that's
point
wrong.
out and like to make people even worse than what they actually
And
are.
what you're saying,
Sure.
this is called mind control ultra, and all of these, that's why I'm saying I don't watch TV, I don't know if they do, I don't judge no one, but there's a thing called mind control ultra, and that we're in a spiritual warfare. And right now the spiritual warfare that we're in is pretty intense. So, they got all this mind control out, and you got people going to work doing the same thing every single day,
Yeah.
single day. You are mind controlled. In order to get, when you go into your spiritual awakening, you're awake, your pineal gland's open, your eyes are open, and everything
You
comes
see
to
the
a
world.
stop.
See the world in the
We
bigger
see
picture.
the world in the now instead of the matrix.
Straight up.
I
Yeah.
believe that everybody works on different, consciousness and, the frequencies and all that stuff. Because of the toxic society that we live in, people are so used to, like I said earlier, disregarding happiness and all that stuff like that. But they spend their lives stressing about something so much that they've almost become primitive over time. Like, people don't really have a mental capacity to really think out there anymore because in their minds, they think they have no room in their brain. They're too stressed about other things. But the stress, it's all little, it's all little things, and people need to really get over that. It's, we work on different frequencies, and when we learn to let that stuff go, let our past go, let the present go. I mean, all we have is the now. The future hasn't come yet. The past is already done.
The precious present.
And people just live in the past, and people live in the stress that they put on themselves,
And this is how you can help them. Hold on, when you're done, I want to tell you.
It makes them primitive in their minds, Their IQs aren't that high anymore
No.
because people don't know how to think outside the box. They're so used to
Google's
thinking
their brain.
inside the box.
Google.
And once you really learn how to learn outside the box, I feel like it almost hires your IQ a little bit.
That's good. That's good vibes, man. What's your thought on that, hippie? Flower child?
Exactly what he said is what I'm thinking right now.
You guys are both on a different level. I mean, this is good talks, good communications.
Yeah, Sam and I have a spiritual level that we can talk and we get into this thing, and people may call us crazy because we're nerds, but we don't care. We're nerds and we don't care.
Coolest nerds I've ever fucking met.
We're nerdy hippie.
But yeah, who's stereotyping,
Yeah, and it doesn't matter because
Who said hippie was being a bad thing?
Yeah, ain't nothing bad about being a hippie.
I do know how
Time traveling hippie, that's even better.
this is how you get your happiness back, guys. And I'm working on this every single day.
Amen.
And every
sister.
time I do a motivational speaker, mentor somebody, or peer support, I always do this. You just...
It's like people out there need help, man. Like, don't we wish that we had the people to reach out to and some of this knowledge to grab hold of when we were in our dark times,
Right. But it's stuff that we've learned over time, man. It's stuff that's like, you can't really tell somebody because, even if they listen, they're not really going to be able to think about it the right way,
True. I mean, some people just ain't ready to change.
They're not ready to change. And
No matter what anybody's going to show
the
them.
reason why people aren't ready to change is because they hold back so much. They're so scared of change because they're scared of what change has done to them in the past. You have good changes and bad changes. Like I said, that's the yin yang,
Yeah.
Some people get so dwelled up. You can't have an emotional reaction to everything that is said to you or every thought. You have to push the bad thoughts
And
away
let it go.
and let it go. And, when you
Amen.
have those bad things, it's okay to feel sad sometimes and mad sometimes.
You can't control what anybody else says or does.
And
You control how you perceive it and how you react to it.
You can't let the emotions dwell in your system either, because if you let them dwell in your system, you'll become bitter, and that will lead you to having a lot of problems. Fear leading to hate and all that stuff.
Hate,
It can
argument,
turn you into
resentment.
a monster, man.
What good does hate, resentment, arguing, what's that good does that do to anyone? For
it
anyone?
doesn't do
No.
me good.
Amen.
But until you come
Doesn't
up
everybody want a better place for the world? But a lot of people want a better place for themselves. They don't give a crap about anything else,
Yeah, but we got to worry about our animals
We
and
do.
stuff. we got to worry about our community. Just like I said, I would love to get a hold of a couple of friends of mine and see if we can't get a skate. I already actually talked to him about it a couple of times. Get a skate park down. I'm not kidding. This is the truth. And
does Ashland have anything like that?
he
now?
can't do it, but he knows the governors and things like this. He's just a good friend. I went to school and I was in jail with his daughter. Okay. So anyways, yeah. So we got to get this taken care of down here, but we have to live here, and I guess we're gonna have to help. But once I get off probation, I'm out of here.
I feel
Awesome.
Did I?
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in for our little podcast here today. Just want to thank everybody for watching. Make sure you
Like and subscribe to our channel, Phoenix Born Company. Be sure to like and subscribe to my personal channel too, Sam Hicksross. I would really appreciate it. And
the time traveling hippie. Misty, you want to say anything to the audience here?
Love and light. Namaste.
Amen. Thank you, guys.
Peace.